What Morejon has pulled off is absolutely unreal, as his recent string of performances have led everyone to believe that he is legitimate, and fans are excited. Hi, welcome back to another episode of Padres Digest with your host, Andrew. Another off-day video for you guys. Hope you're doing good today. Before we get anything, just, please subscribe, help our channel grow. We love seeing our numbers grow, and we love making these videos for you. So it's a win-win for everybody. But yeah, today, like I kind of promised yesterday, we're going to talk about Adrian Morejon and why he is literally, I'll say literally, our best bullpen piece right now, because he is insane right now. And you love to see it. So I had some stats that I want to bring you guys, a little deep dive into that. Also, Annie Helbrin, she did a interview, I guess, with the San Diego Union-Tribune, and she interviewed Morejon, and it had some question and answers, and I wanted to share them with you guys. So, got some good stuff for you today. Let's put it that way. So let's talk about this. Adrian Morejon, since the start of 2024, 99 innings pitched, 2.55 ERA, 2.54 fielding independent pitching, 25.3 strikeout percentage, 6.6 walk percentage, and 53.3 ground ball percentage. If you're curious, that is really good. That is really, really good. And the weirdest, but also best part, is he's only 26 years old, and they should really try to extend him. Yes, absolutely, 100%. It is insane to think that he is only 26 years old, because he has been playing for the Padres as long as I can remember. I still remember when he was a starting pitching prospect, and obviously that didn't pan out. Injuries and all that stuff, but yeah, he is absolutely incredible. So like I said, let us start off with some quotes from Annie Helbrin on San Diego Union Tribune, however it's called. But yeah, once a top prospect projected for a spot in the starting rotation, his career was derailed by injuries and setbacks, including Tommy John surgery in 21. In 24, the Padres and Morejon agreed on a full-time move to the bullpen, where the Cuban lefty posted career highs as a reliever and finished the season healthy, missing no time due to injury. This year, he has continued to be a dominant presence out of the bullpen, pitching to a 2.93 ERA in 27 and 2/3 innings. Just to double check, I think this was a couple of days ago, so it's not super old. No, it's not. It's June 13th. So a couple weeks ago, maybe. But it's still relevant, obviously. But next, there's some questions and replies. So she asked, how did all the injuries affect you mentally? He replied, it was tough. It was so bad. I mean, I think of all the expectations that everyone had, whether it's the organization or the fans themselves, saying they had so many high expectations for me because of how high I was on the prospect list, right? So for me, it was just tough to try to navigate all that and have that emotionally affect me. It was so bad, emotionally and mentally. I just felt bad about everything that happened. It was tough, but luckily last year I was able to have a good season, and this year I still feel healthy. So yeah, he was definitely injured a lot of times. Hello, Morejon. He was definitely injured a lot, and so much so that, low-key, I feel like some Padres fans, straight up forgot about him. I mean, you can call me fake fan if you want, but I feel like until, was it 23, maybe? He was, a piece in our bullpen, or, at least in our organization. But, he was kind of, forgotten about, to be honest. I pre-24 and maybe even 23, I'm trying to remember just Morejon there, because obviously I'll show you some stats. I guess I can show you them now, but he's been on the Padres for a long time now. Let's see, which one was it? Was it this one? Nope, we'll find it. There we go. So yeah, I mean, in let's see, his 2022 with 34 starts, right? But he obviously played awful then. I'll show you guys this in a bit, but yeah, I mean, he only had 4 innings pitched in 21, 19 and 20, and then 8 and 19. So he definitely wasn't a good piece, or just a piece in general. He was just there, right? Obviously he was injured, Tommy John, all that stuff. So obviously it might make you forget about him, but he's been on his organization for a long time, and that's A, amazing, but B, I guess also amazing that he's been here for so long, and he's finally putting his place, or making his place on this team. So full absolute props to him. But let's move on to our next quote. She asked, "You've grown so much as a pitcher and person. Did you change anything over the years?" He replied, "Yeah, I think 2023 was my worst year, hands down. 23 was my worst year. So during that offseason, I decided to make a change. I decided to make a change to all my routines, all of my plans, everything that I had and that I prepared to myself. I changed all of it. And even my wife, who's really big into nutrition, she changed my complete diet. So from there on, working with Ruben Niebla and figuring out what I can do with my past injuries and figuring out a way to get that process working, and even working with a mental coach, but behind the scenes, away from the team as well, just to prepare me for the right way in every single way possible that I can get myself better for the next year." So first of all, love the mindset. Absolutely. His mindset has been insane. And just watching him on the pitch, you see that he just looks different. And every single year he's improving. I mean, this year he's improving. Last year was the best year he's had ever, pretty much. So just seeing him grow, absolutely incredible. And the last thing I want to show you, you've been excellent out of the bullpen. You worked on your biomechanics and adjusted your arm slot, but was there something else that clicked for you once you got out there? I just have the confidence in myself to go out there, like you said, with the biomechanics, the physical work that I've been able to take care of in the off season and prepare myself for this year. I feel like I have all the confidence in the world, and I know that I go out there knowing that I have a chance to win. Sure, sometimes it might not go my way, but I know going into every single one of my outings that I have a chance to win. Gamer. Absolute dog. Absolute gamer. That is why I love having him on this team, and that's why I think he's our best bullpen beast. Not just because of stats, but just his overall mentality of being a reliever. Yes, he came in as a starter. Yes, I'm sure starting is a lot more sexier than being a late inning to mid relief guy, but he makes the most out of his work, and genuinely, he could be not just a late inning setup guy, but he could be a closer at a lot of teams right now. So we're blessed to have him right now. But yeah, let me show you the stats like I showed you kind of. This is from 2023 and 2025. So 23 he said was his worst year, and he only had 9 inning pitch. But if you look at, I didn't want to bring up every single one of his years, but if you look up at his 2022 percentile rankings, it literally looks as exact same as this. His fastball velocity was down at 95, but there's not much change between that and this. But the crazy difference between 2025, which looks absolutely insane. I mean, everything is basically red, and if it's not red, it's hovering around average. His pitching value, his fastball value, breaking, off speed, all of that. His expected ERA is at 100. 1.84 expected ERA. He should be pitching better than he is, and he's already at a 2.04 ERA for the season. That is insane. Average exit velocity, 84.4 miles per hour. It's the 99th percentile. Walks, he does not walk that many people. People don't barrel off of him. People don't hard hit off of him. 100th percentile. But I don't remember exactly what extension is, but I'll bring that up at some point. Here it is. Distance from pitcher's release point to home plate, higher is better. That doesn't really matter much because obviously it doesn't result in anything negative. But not a lot of people are whiffing on him. Not a lot of people are striking out on him. But if people aren't scoring, why does it matter? Obviously, strikeouts are sexy, but you know what else is sexy? Not giving up runs. But yeah, compare it to 2023. And look at his years, right? And like I said, 8 innings pitched, 10 ERA, 19.4, 4.2, 3.86, 34 innings in 2022, 4.24 ERA, 23, 9 innings, 7 ERA. And then you go down to 63.2, 2.83 ERA. And I remember in 24 he had some bad outings and people just absolutely hated him for it. But he was one of the best pitchers in the bullpen last year. And we had Taylor Scott. We had prime Robert Suarez. We had so many. We had Jason Adams, obviously. So, we had a lot of good pitchers last year. But Morejon was always a solid piece in that bullpen. But then, obviously, this year, he's probably our best bullpen piece. Probably. So, I also want to show you his this year's game log. So, I highlighted some stuff. Red is the monthly, stat add up, evaluation, combined, whatever you want to call it. Then yellow, I wanted to highlight were his worst games this year. And, they're not even awful. So for starters, the Blue Jays had 4 runs against him, no earned runs, but still 4 runs, 2 hits. And then against the Yankees, the 4 earned runs and off 3 hits. And then the Tigers wasn't even bad, but 2 earned runs, 1 run over the course of 1 inning. But like besides that, basically everything is either 0 or 1. Diamondbacks was 1, or not Diamondbacks. What team was that? Dodgers? Yeah, Dodgers was 1, but 0 earned runs. So like this month has been insane for Morejon. Insane. I mean, we've watched him pitch, so obviously you can tell, but like if you look at this and don't say he's the best piece in our bullpen right now, you're insane. I mean, just look at the walks, look at the whip. You can't tell me he's like not our best pitcher right now. Not even just like starters, too. He might just be our best pitcher in general. Honestly. Like, I don't think, obviously, we should start him out or start him or stretch him out to be a starter. Because I think he's found his place in the bullpen and he can definitely eat some innings. Not like a lot, right? But 2 to 3 innings max. And like, that's fine, honestly. I will take that. He doesn't look tired yet. He looks good. He looks healthy. He looks spry and young. So, absolutely. Team Morejon till the day I die. But yeah, I mean, he's looked so good. The last thing I want to show you is a little bit more of a stat dive about why, or just how good he's looked in general. But I'm going to try to explain to you this graph. Might have had to have ChatGPT help me a little bit because what do you call this? What's the math called for this? Oh god, it's not geometry, is it? Stats? Whatever. I'm horrible at math, right? But let's look at the pitches, right? And his pitch selection. So as you can see, his sinker is absolutely insane. So you can see the vertical break and horizontal break. It has a 10.6 vertical break, 15.8 horizontal break. He throws it 283 times, and his velocity is 97.4%. So TJ stuff is kind of an invented thing, but what it means is a stat that measures pitch quality. 100 is average, over 100 is better than average. So his slider and his sinker and like basically, yeah, every single pitch is better than average. He has an 80 grade knuckleball, which I don't even know. I didn't know he threw a knuckleball. He's only thrown it 5 times for the start of this year. So yeah, this is, I should probably reference. This is from this year only. But like everything else is a solid to good pitch grade wise. I mean, velocity on the cutter, 94, 96.8 on the 4-seam. Everything has good movement horizontally and vertical. And yeah, I mean, you can't look at this and be like, is he a good pitcher? No, this is like defining really good pitcher stuff. So yeah, I'll let you stare at this for a little bit if you want to pause. But I just wanted to show you how good he is. I mean, not much else that I can really say that shouldn't convince you on how good Morejon is. But yeah, let me know how you guys feel about Morejon. Do you think he's a fantastic pitcher, or do you think he's fine? Okay, if you do, you're crazy. But how do you feel about him? Do you think we should make him a starter, or do you like him in the relief role? Do you think he could be our closer in a couple years, or do you like the role he is in now? Do you think he's a good trade piece? Should we get rid of him? Should we keep him? Let me know how you feel. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and as always, go Padres. Thank you guys so much for watching.